Hi, my name is the Sustainable Doula Abby. I am a birth and postpartum doula on my certification journey with Doula International. I am also wanting to provide a focus within sustainability for all budgeting types for the expecting parents to be, or active parents if you're already there. I do want to talk about a more serious subject. This is something that I've stated in a previous video, but it is still the same today. Consent is mandatory. Your consent is something that is giving you the power and the decisions, etc. on your side. Your consent for cervical exams, your cervical pelvic exams, your consent for Pitocin increase, your consent for epidural, your consent for an emergency cesarean. Though I say all of this and I give these examples, among the many other things, there are situations that are emergencies and that are needing to move forward very quickly. In any of these cases, consent does not only mean, hey, I'm going to do this right now, is that okay? That is not asking for your consent. Informed consent. A procedure is recommended at this time. This is what it is. This is what it does. This is the benefit. This is the risk. Would you like to continue with that? That's asking for consent. If they are providing the previous example, you're going to perform an episiotomy. It's just a simple cut. Is that okay? Again, that is not informed consent. What is an episiotomy? An episiotomy is a cut done to your perineal area to essentially get more room so the baby can come out, or is a surgical cut. There we go. Is that something that might be necessary? Yes. Is it something that may not be necessary? Yes. Is it something that needs your consent? Yes. Always. Some people move quickly and just do it. Some people move quickly and state, hey, we're going to do this, and it's done. Some people actually ask, is this okay? And some people have said, I would highly recommend an episiotomy at this time due to X, Y, and Z. Here's the risks, here are the benefits, here's the healing time. Hardly any of the recovery or healing time and coaching is done or informed about, because again, informed consent is mandatory. Part of why a doula is there, if you have hired a doula, whether they be volunteer, whether they be community, whether they be paid, whether they be super duper experienced, etc. Whether that person is your best friend, your partner, your family member who is close to you, etc. Your doula / your support partner is part of that responsibility is catching those moments. As a doula, I am there for continuous emotional, physical, and educational support. I am also there to catch those moments. Example, you stated that you were feeling nauseous. I'm going to give you this nausea medication. Here you go. One moment, client, would you like to know the if there are any side effects with this nausea medication. Would you like to know if it's going to cause any fluid swelling? Reason why the fluid swelling might be an issue is if you're expecting to nurse, fluid swelling can cause difficulties with your latch because of the swelling. That swelling can also occur due to the IVs or any other intravenous drugs that are being given to you to assist you, if it's necessary and consented to, with your labor. Client, would you like to know what exactly this nausea medication is? Maybe they have food restrictions. Maybe they have religious restrictions. I don't know. A wonderful way, obviously somebody is in labor, so it can be something that if you, the doula, is there, or if I, the doula, is there alongside your partner, your spouse, your loved one, etc., that information can be something that the two of you decide on, especially if they're your partner. The two of you can decide on and go from there, but whose decision it really is, again, is the laboring person. And I say laboring person because that laboring person might not be female. Consent is mandatory. With consent, you have the right to say no. You have the right to say, no, thank you. No is a complete sentence. No, thank you is a complete sentence. And if you are the one who is stating to do so, they might, whoever in your situation, they may have you fill out some kind of paperwork stating that you are refusing the recommendation, whatever that may be. In many situations, that is something that it can sound threatening to some. Coercion is not consent. Another factor of no being a complete sentence, no thank you being a complete sentence, is I am not going to do that, I refuse, etc. Should things go even further, I hope that they do not, but should things go even further and you feel unsafe, you feel discriminated against, you feel threatened, etc. Again, I hope this does not happen. But if that is the case, you have the right to fire your caregiver. You have the right to fire your midwife. You have the right to fire your doctor. You have the right to fire your nurse. You have the right to report them to the board. You have the right to all of your medical documentation. You have the right to all of the decisions, to be informed at a minimum. Your consent is mandatory, not a minimum, mandatory. I hope that your birth preferences are maintained. Please remember to go with some of the twists and turns that may come, and to hold on to what is still available and still in your preferences. If you are ever nervous or worried that your voice may not be heard, please, I highly recommend that you look into hiring a doula. I recommend that you look into what your birth rights are. Hospital policy is not law. It's not. If you are okay with it and you are consenting to it, wonderful. I'm so glad that that was a successful interaction. If you are being coerced, if you're being forced, no. Again, my name is the Sustainable Doula Abby. I pray you all have happy, healthy births. and experiences. If you are not the one giving birth yourself, if you are the attendee, if you're the expecting parent, if you are the intended parent, a term used often in surrogacy or in adoption. But consent is mandatory. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. For any business and client inquiries, please feel free to email me at sustainabledoula@gmail.com or reach out to me on my Instagram at @thesustainabledoula. Bye.